Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for Campbell County's premier sports talk show. It's Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLEF. Stay tuned.
The views, opinions, positions, or strategies expressed on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the staff, management, or advertisers of WLAF.
You've tuned in to Campbell County's premier sports talk show. Jake Miller Sports Talk is on the air from now until 8 p.m. Call into the show by way of 423-562-1450. Jake Miller Sports Talk starts now on WLAF.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of Jake Miller Sports Talk right here on WLAF. Jake Miller alongside Matthew Moore, Caden Poston. Oh, he can't even open the box right. He's supposed to come through the top of the box. He went through the bottom of the box. I wouldn't have it any other way. Caden Poston.
I'm back, baby.
He is back and in town. And he's crippled. Goodness. We got a big show lined up for the day. We got lots to talk about with Arian Carter in Tennessee. Jesse Smithey will join the show. That's not a mirror. That's a television. Jesse Smithey's going to join us at 6:20 to talk about East Tennessee high school football and what that entails for this upcoming season. And then going to be having a local topic. Of course, Campbell County taking on Seymour tomorrow night in their first scrimmage of the year as they prepare for the regular season against Lenore City coming up next month. And we also have the sports complex in La Follette that is soon set to break ground, or at least get the plans started. Caden Poston, glad to have you back, buddy.
Man, I'm so excited to be back. I so thankful, and it's been a busy last 2 weeks, man. Trying to, I've been really busy, and last week I was with my basketball team as we played our first scrimmage the other night against the Christian Academy. Had a very good first start. That's a very good basketball team we played. They came ready to play, and we and you know, they tested us in a lot of areas, and I think it made us better. It made us grow. We've got, you know, less than a month before the season starts. August 10th is the first day of school, and you know, it's 2 weeks from there when we play against La Follette. So, you know, it's good momentum for us to go into a little break and get back at it in August.
Absolutely. And, of course, you know, the other day, Caden, we get the news that Arion Carter has been suspended for 2 games by the NCAA for accepting a $427 flight ticket from his agent to go train for the NFL draft. Now, of course, he gets hurt. He comes back to Tennessee for another year. But not only did he pay his agent back, but he also paid for his flight home.
Yep.
And it bothers me knowing that Ohio State came out and just offered Marvin Harrison Jr. about $28 million to stay another year at Ohio State. But our guy gets in trouble for a $427 flight ticket.
Well, because the NCAA, they hate Tennessee. It's always been proven. It's always been there. The hate's always been there. They've always been against us, what we do, what we try to do. And, you know, it's not like he was doing something illegal. He went to go try out the draft. And
because you can test the waters now.
Test the waters and see what are you going to do? Because, I mean, I don't see nothing wrong with that. Just like anybody's dream. At the end of the day, playing for Tennessee is a dream, but that's not the final goal. The final goal is to go play professional NFL football.
Yeah, the goal is to get to the NFL, because in the
and
NFL,
to see if you're available to do those things.
Well, in the NFL, if you play for 4 years, you get a pension for the rest of your life.
Yeah,
you know, it just bothers me so much. It's like you had the situation with Nico, right? We had the whole NIL deal where we end up taking the NCAA essentially to the Supreme Court, and the NCAA lost because that's what the NCAA does when they get in a situation like that.
Well,
they
think about
lose.
Joey Aguilar. You think about him. We go and try to get him a 5th year.
No.
Well, we can't do that, but somebody else gets another 5th year.
Yeah, but we can have a 28-year-old playing college football.
Yeah, or we can have a G League NBA player playing at Alabama basketball.
See, and that's a huge problem. I mean, and the thing is, you know, with that, of course, the NCAA passed down some rulings on that a few weeks ago as far as, you know, when it just stops. Like, you can't play football or basketball anymore. And I agree with that, because once you reach the age of 23, 24, you don't need to be playing college athletics anymore.
No, you're probably going to be graduating college.
Yes.
Should be.
I mean, Carson Beck, for example, he graduated from Georgia, and he just outed himself in the national championship games like, man, I've not been in class in 2 years. I graduated 2 years ago.
Oh,
what are you talking about, class?
Class.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But
I mean, but here's the thing, Jake. We're going to suspend him, and he paid it back.
That's the thing. He paid him back, which is what you're supposed to do if a violation is committed.
And here's the thing, and you know, Josh Heupel was absolutely livid. I don't know if anybody's seen his statement yesterday, but I mean, he
used a lot of candor in that statement.
Yeah, and I mean, and something about a surgery was in that statement of Arion Carter.
Yeah,
and you know, why don't we look at the background of everything? We're just gonna okay, we go to test the waters, just like I'll guarantee you, everybody else in the whole college football has done probably 10 times worse with this money, with the NIL or whatever.
We've seen it.
And they've got all agents. And I'm sure they've got secret agents that we don't even know about. But we're going to suspend Arion Carter for just trying out a draft.
Well, I mean, that's the NCAA for you. I mean, there's no other way to put it. That's just the NCAA for you. And it's just very, very bothersome to know that it's always going to be our guys that be the ones to get in trouble.
No. Oh, yeah.
It's how it's always going to be. It's how it always has been. But, I mean, you have guys in the NCAA that just flat out do not want Tennessee to win.
Yep.
By any means necessary. I think you might have Heupel's quote pulled up.
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
Just says, Arion Carter represents everything that is right about college athletics, dedicated all 4 years of his career to the University of Tennessee. His high character, loyalty, and leadership within our program was unmatched. Last December, Arion declared for the 2026 NFL Draft. He signed with an agent and accepted a $427.48 flight to the NFL Draft. He began the pre-draft process. He withdrew his name from the NFL prior to the deadline due to a medical procedure. NCAA medical procedure. Decided in his best interest to return to Tennessee for his senior year last January in good faith. He was disengaged from the agent in terms of the NFL, paid back his flight in full. And Heupel just pretty much says, we disagree with NCAA's ruling, punished Arion with a multi-game suspension this fall. He made the right decision for his future health, well-being. He will proudly graduate from Tennessee in public health with the Dean's List honors in August. Our stands behind him and his family. We can't wait to be on the field with him this season.
And, of course, I think Tennessee's going to fight that, and they're probably going to win like they always do.
Yep. Because
the NCAA is wrong. And, this just comes not too long after Media Day.
Yep.
And we're going to talk about that a little bit, too, later on in the show. But, the thought got brought up. It's like, can the SEC break away from the NCAA and just do its own thing?
Yeah.
Well, now there's talk, too. It's like if they could get the Big Ten to do the same, could the SEC and the Big Ten create its own postseason format?
Well, I mean,
you basically have semi-pro football at that point.
I mean, they can't. NCAA, I don't even know why they're here. As much as I hate to say
for March Madness, that's the only way they make money.
Because, okay, they want to bring NIL. Well, they don't even have rules for NILs. They're like saying, we got to obey by the rules. What's the rules?
There are none.
There's none.
You can't make rules.
Created a two-headed monster. So now they've created a monster with the University of Tennessee for suspending a kid who had health issues and decided it was his best return for his health and for his family's to come back to Tennessee to finish out his year.
Over a $427 flight.
But we're paying kids $8 million to play quarterback.
Yep. That's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
But not paying $427.
And not paying it back.
I mean, he did pay it back. That's the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
He did pay it back.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he paid it back.
Well, and two, I mean, when they opened up Pandora's box in 2021, when all this became main, like, just basically best practice in college sports, the NCAA lost all of its power then.
Yep.
Because then you start wondering, it's like, okay, well, what's the reason for the NCAA's existence at this point? And everyone just is sitting around, it's like, why does the NCAA exist? The reason the NCAA existed was to basically make sure that players didn't get paid even though they were making the universities millions of dollars. Now, one can sit there and say, well, they're getting their tuition paid for. Okay.
That's true.
That's fair. However, when you take into account the millions of dollars that funnel through on any given Saturday at school in the SEC, it's like, okay, there's a lot of money being made here. The guys that are making the money aren't really getting paid a whole lot.
Yeah.
So, yes, does it take away, cost for room and board, tuition, food, supplies, stuff like that? Yes, it takes all that away. Like, they don't have to worry about that. However, on the other hand, did you know they were not allowed to have a job?
I could see it. Well, I mean, I don't know how you could get a job being a Tennessee football or basketball player.
Because as soon as they take a job, guess what their boss becomes? The owner of the company they work for. They become a booster.
Yeah. And
the booster is technically paying them. Well, that's an NCAA violation.
Yeah.
Because that started because I think back in the day, like back in the 50s, some Kentucky basketball players were going to work on a farm in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. They made a lot of money working on that farm.
Yeah.
Much more than what they should have. So that's where this all started. And then a lot of those schools down in Texas started to subsidize players in like the late 50s.
Well, I mean,
50s.
NIL is good in some ways. Like, like you said, they them getting a job and being able to do that job 100% would probably be impossible. Because you think about it, they're working out all 24 hours, 7 days a week, all year round. College football, trainings, individual work.
Yeah.
Team meetings, teamwork, and also class, the ones that do go to class, man.
Yeah, I mean, and two, they let it go too far.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it's
it
something
was a good idea, but here's the problem. They let it slip through so fast, it's a monster.
Yes, and a lot of people don't realize this, but as far as postseason play in college football, like all your bowl games, your college football playoff, the NCAA has no control over that. They're not the ones that control that at all. The NCAA does control March Madness.
Yep.
That is their moneymaker. That's why they won't just let go, is because if they lose March Madness, they lose everything.
Yep.
But if you have your Power 4 conferences, your SEC, your Big 10, your Big 12, and your ACC, if those conferences were to get together and say, hey, we've got something special here, let's just take our own and make our own, you would destroy the NCAA.
Oh, yeah.
They wouldn't exist.
I just think they need to leave Tennessee alone. Leave us alone. Leave Josh Heupel alone and let us play football.
That's all they need to do. Because
'Cause,
come September 5th,
yeah,
there's going to be 100,000 people in that stadium, and I'm going to be one of them.
and they're going to be very angry that Arian Carter is not warming up.
By the way, Matthew, put your headset on.
Matthew, hey, I want to say this really quick.
Sure.
Matthew, for our Southern Gospel group, took a bunch of pictures for us together, and he did an awesome job.
Well, that's what Matthew does. He does awesome jobs.
I know, but I just wanted to thank him on air for doing that, Matthew. I really appreciate that.
You're
Our
welcome.
group appreciates that. So.
You're very welcome, Preacher Caden Posen.
By the way, Matthew, you want to go to the Tennessee football game?
I would love to, but I'll be here at the radio station on Saturday. So.
Well, I can make a call, and we can get some schedules switched around and a potential.
You're funny.
But no, you're going to the Kennesaw State game with me.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Let's go.
We're going to have
See?
some fun.
All right.
We're going to
That'd
have
be
some
good
fun.
for him.
Sounds good. We'll do it. We'll have to do a live break on the air. Do some school run updates.
Yes,
Yeah.
we could do that.
I'll be playing, guys.
Well, that's not even legal, is it? You can't do a broadcast
No,
from Neyland Stadium.
no, we couldn't even be in a helicopter above the stadium and do a broadcast.
You'd get
You can't even broadcast on campus that day.
Well, that goes that idea.
Yeah.
get
There goes
fined.
There goes a Saturday edition of Jake Miller Sports Talk in the fall at Neyland Stadium.
I mean, it's okay. We can be fans for a day. It's fine by me.
Let's go, Vols.
That's right.
I'll teach y'all the chants, Matthew.
Oh yeah.
I got you.
I got him. He'd be with me.
Is there going to be mustard bottles involved?
No, that's we're waiting till
We're waiting until
LSU.
LSU.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'll be in that. I'll be there for that game, guys. LSU game.
Can we paint you in mustard and send you into the stadium?
No, let's not do that. But I will be there. I will be there to see old Lane Kiffy.
Just wear a mustard bottle costume because I know they have those.
I
And
would
then
do
they'll get
that.
us throw you on the field.
Oh no.
Yeah,
No.
you
no,
want
no,
me?
no.
Yeah. Ooh.
Please don't do that. Somebody, if you are listening, please don't do that. Now, if you want to buy the KIF, which is a shirt we have for Jake Miller Sports Talk on the shop, feel free to send one of us a DM. It is still on the Shopify site. I think. I have not checked that. I have not updated that in the past 24 hours, to be honest with you. But we will check into that, and you will be able to purchase the KIF. We also have a couple of other options for you as well. The Comfort Colors is the baseline shirt. Now, the reason we started this, Matthew, is because, not everybody can buy an ad, and people were coming up to me. It's like, well, how can I support the show?
Yep.
I was like, well, just listen. And it's like, well, no, how can we support you? And then that's when we came up with the idea. It's like, okay, well, we can sell some
baby.
T-shirts. And
They look smooth, bro.
well, and the thing too, I think we talked about this a little bit last week, but not all that money is just going straight into Jake Miller's pocket. A portion of those proceeds are going back to Campbell County High School, and I'm very happy to say that we're going to be able to make a donation tomorrow to the high school.
Let's go.
With the shirts that we have sold. So we are very,
awesome.
very excited about that. And Olivia just had the receipt ready. That way I can write it off on my taxes.
Boom.
All about a tax write-off. But it's even better if it can help our football program and any program, really, at Campbell County High School. So wanted to give a quick shout-out, too, to our friends down at Slick's Barbershop.
You looking slick.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, Nelson's like, what do you want? I said, give me that Nelson fade. He's like, all right, man. He gave me the Nelson fade.
I like it.
That looking good, ain't it?
I like
That
it.
looking pretty drippy.
Don't ever say that again.
What do you think, Matthew?
Looks good.
Looks good?
Looks clean.
Slick's Barbershop. Go check them out today. Stay with us. When we return, Jesse Smithey of 5 Star Preps joins us here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. It's WLAF. Stay with us. Let's talk about Slick's Barbershop. At Slick's, they believe that getting a haircut shouldn't just feel like another errand on your list. It should be something that you actually look forward to. Whether you're coming in for a classic cut, a tight fade, or a traditional straight razor with a hot towel, they don't rush the process. They take the time to do it right. They got Nelson, Skylar, and 7 in the chairs. And they are dedicated to delivering top-tier work every single time. If you want to step it up, ask about the Manor Special. It's the full treatment. Hair, beard, eyebrows, and a splash of premium cologne to finish it off. They also do a great job on the father and son package, which is perfect for keeping you and the young man looking razor sharp together. More than the cuts, it's about the atmosphere. It's a place to sit back, talk, laugh, and walk out feeling brand new. They bring that classic barbershop tradition to the modern day. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can skip the wait and secure your spot online at slicksbarbershop.com. Stop by and see them at 1409 Jacksboro Pike. Looking sharp, feeling confident, that's how I feel. They'll see you in the chair. Look, folks, whether you're driving out to the big game, hauling the camper across Campbell County for a weekend tailgate, or taking the pontoon out to Norris Lake, your ride takes an absolute beating. The road, the dirt, the lake grime, the spilled energy drinks, it all adds up, and frankly, it just looks sloppy. You need a professional defense, and that's exactly where Blue Detailing comes in. Located right here in Jacksboro, they're your premier heavy-hitting auto detailing service. What I love about the crew at Blue Detailing is the sheer unbeatable convenience. Don't have time to drop your truck off at the shop? It's non-issue. They offer full pickup and delivery services, so you don't have to miss on a single minute of the pregame show. And it gets better. They have a dedicated mobile service. If your boat is already docked down at Indian River Marina or your RV is parked and set up for the season, guess what? Their mobile crew is standing by. Cars, trucks, RVs, boats, they run the table. I'm not the only one throwing flags for these guys either. They boast a flawless 100% recommendation rating from their customers. They are always open, always working, and always ready to make sure your vehicle looks like a first-round draft pick. Don't let your ride the bench looking like that. Get on the schedule today and give Blue Detailing a call at 423-912-2974. That's 423-912-2974. You can also reach out to them at bluedetailing@gmail.com. Make the right play. Call Blue Detailing and tell them Jake sent you.
Campbell County's premier sports radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Back here on the program, Jake Miller Sports Talk, WLAF, cruising along with you on a Thursday. It is time to introduce Jesse Smithey, 5-star preps. Jesse, how are we doing today?
Doing well. I appreciate you guys having me on. Looking forward to getting out to some scrimmages on Friday night. And it's, for me, it's all high school football from here on out. Now that scrimmages are here, and for the next 6 months or so, we're going to be going full steam ahead with high school football in East Tennessee. That's what we do in East Tennessee. That's what we love, and that's what I love to do. So I'm here for it.
Absolutely, Jesse. And, of course, coming out of last year, we know who the state champions were, and then we get handed down, which we knew it was coming, the new one-time transfer rule for Tennessee high school athletics. And then a couple of weeks ago, we get handed the level 1 through level 4 violations. Now, of course, Catholic has already self-imposed the 1 year postseason ban. What other stories can you tell us about this, and what have you heard coming out of the TSSAA office?
Yeah, it's one of those things where we're all still learning, right? And I think we're all going to have to learn the hard way. And whether it's through some other school's actions or improprieties, or whether it's just go through one season of high school football and see what really happens and how people adjust. Their info cards being put out by the TSSAA, just showing what you can do, what you can't do, because there are so many questions from administrators, from coaches, from parents, players. Just they're all operating kind of walking on eggshells. They're a little afraid to do something because they don't want to be the one that costs their school or another school a postseason run. So, yeah, we're hearing things. We hear a lot of things. I get tips seemingly once or twice a week saying, hey, can you check on this school? We're hearing they're being investigated. and I'll reach out to the TWA and they'll say there's no legs to that story, or yes, maybe we are investigating that. So, but you mentioned the big one right there with Catholic high school self-imposing a 1-year ban from the postseason and suspension for a certain coach, and so we've heard other schools might be, again, being looked at, but right now we can't report what those schools are just because there's no hard evidence, right? We have no documents from the TWSLA that says, yes, we are investigating this school. So I don't know if it's one of those things, well, you turned in us, we're going to turn in you, or what have you, but that's kind of one of the things I think we're going to have to just see how it plays out this fall.
And that's kind of one of the things that, strikes me too. It's like, you could have school A report school B, but if school B knows that school A is doing the exact same thing, it really does both the schools the disservice, because it's like, well, we can't tell on them because they might tell on us. And, it's one of those things too, relying on hard evidence. That's something that the TWSAA has to do because the TWSAA does not have subpoena power. So essentially what they're going to have to do, and, talking with Matthew Gillespie from the TWSAA last week, basically saying they're going to rely on a lot of schools to self-report these violations.
Correct. And that's what they've always had to do. I mean, the TWSAA does not have a staff where it can go out and police this thing to every corner of the state. You have over 400 member schools out there, and every time a tip comes to the TWSAA office, it's not like they can deploy some kind of investigative team to come to whatever community and start digging through files and text messages. There's very much an honor system involved, and if somebody turns them in, then that's when the TWSAA says, hey, we have this type of evidence from whatever. We need to start working together with your school to see if this is a valid impropriety or an infraction, and if it is, what are you going to do about it? So it's weird because over the last few years, a lot of these recruiting happenings that maybe did or didn't find their way to the surface have all been through DMs on social media or text messages from one assistant coach to a kid from another school. And there's a lot of that evidence still out there. I mean, people at Media Day back at Three Ridges just a week or two ago were telling me, look, we got these text messages too. We could turn in a certain school. So it's all going to be about who wants to be the bad guys, so to speak, and turn in some of their opponents. And again, we have to just keep checking on these tips that we get. Some will turn out, some won't, and we'll see what happens with that this fall.
And of course, we're already hearing some rumblings of some transfers that happen. I was told by another coach, actually out of Seymour, who Campbell County actually plays tomorrow in a scrimmage, that they just had a kid transfer to Sevier County. And then I also heard rumblings of a kid from Northview that had also transferred to Sevier County. Yeah. But, I think one of the things, Jesse, that a lot of, people don't realize, it's like a lot of people want to put the blame on the kid. Well, the parents have to approve it. The kid can't just decide, hey, I want to pull out of this school, I want to go here, without the parents' approval. But when you look at it from a 1,000-foot view, is there a way in which you can almost say the parents do a kid a disservice by doing that just because they think that their kid is Power 4 capable when they're not, just by transferring to another school?
Absolutely, and we've already seen it, and I'm not going to name the kid, but he came from a home of divorced parents, and the one parent was living out of state. The parent that was here ended up just picking up and moving his son to a different school for the same reasons you just mentioned. And when the mother found out about it, she was absolutely irate. She was not conferred with whatsoever. She liked where her son was at school, but the dad made a decision. And we're going to see, I think, more instances of that. But you're also going to see concerted efforts within homes of saying, okay, well, my son is a quarterback. This offense does not suit his skill set. We need to find a better fit. And I get that, and I understand that. There are reasonable options why you can transfer, but there are the crazy stories like I just mentioned of just uprooting a kid out of a school where he's been for a few years, unbeknownst to even some of your family members, and moving them to a school. And just because you want a little bit more notoriety, you want a little bit more attention. So you're going to have good transfers, you're going to have bad transfers, and even in the short amount of months that we've had this, we've already seen extreme circumstances on one end of the spectrum or the other. So my fear is, and I talked with George Quarles, the legendary head coach, led Maryville High School to 11 state championships in 18 years, 4 or 5 runners up. We know his winning percentage was 94%. I mean, you're talking about the most elite coach in East Tennessee high school football history, if not the state. Mm-hmm. He takes over at Webb School in Knoxville this year. He's starting to get introduced to some of his new players that he's inheriting at Webb. I mean, this guy knows football, right? Nobody's going to question that. But there was a kid there. He said, hey, let's take a look at you at center. Next thing you know, that next day that kid is gone. He's transferred to another school because, he didn't like the one notion that George Quarles, of all people, just said, hey, let's give it a try. He didn't say this is a permanent move, anything like that. So it's just, man, it's been wild, and we're seeing the rich get richer with a lot of transfers. And it's just my fear that we're going to hurt the middle tier product of high school football. Do you know what I mean? Like Alcoa's getting transfers, Catholic's getting transfers, Sevier County's getting transfers. These elite teams are getting better and better and better. And those middle tier programs that can create parity and create such excitement on Friday night with upsets, they're losing some of their best talent. So we're going to have tremendous football at the top level, but what about that secondary level? What type of product are we going to see on the field out of that this year? That's kind of what I'm interested to see.
Jesse, co-host Caden Poston here. Just, you're talking about these kids that, just like that story, he tried out for center right there, and then next thing you know, he's gone. That's where we're at with this transfer world with high school students. It's not, go through it, endure it. It's, okay, I don't like this, I'm going to quit and move on. And that's not what it's supposed to be. High school football is supposed to enjoy that program, enjoy that school, enjoy that pride, and we're teaching them that I just move on because we went 0-10 this year, or I went 0-5, or we didn't make the playoffs like we used to. That we're failing our kids to quit, and that's where I'm at with just high school sports in general. We're not helping our kids. We're failing our kids. And that's what I'm afraid of. And I feel like it's going to ruin high school sports.
Well, and two, you got to take a look at how we are here in Campbell County. It's like, when Matt and Justin were here, of course, 2013, 2014, fantastic seasons. And they were consistently making the playoffs. And of course, there was about a 4-year stretch or a 3-year stretch where we didn't make the playoffs. But even in their last year in 2023, made the playoffs, and then they leave, and all of a sudden, over the next 2 seasons, it's a mass exodus of players, whether they, go right down I-75 to, the school there off the Clinton exit, they go to Powell, they go to Halls, like wherever they go. And then we're left with, just the kids that decided to stay, or the kids whose parents would not let them transfer. So, we start talking about, the middle tier. And, I would say probably back then you could probably put Campbell County in that middle tier. It's like, were we ever going to win a state title? No. But were we going to be in contention to make a trip to the playoffs every year? Absolutely.
No, I mean, I totally agree with you. And I had an administrator at a school here in Knox County reach out to me yesterday and said that they went through a hiring process, and they just didn't get a lot of, this isn't for football, it's for a different sport, and it's an elite sport, a program that's won multiple state championships in the past. And they're like, look, man, we didn't have a very good amount of candidates even apply for this job. And I was like, well, of course not. Who wants to be a head coach in today's climate? Not only do you have players that will leave at the drop of a hat, but you have the difficulty with, some parents. And it's just, we're losing good coaches. They can't come into a program. If George Quarles can't come to a Webb school in Knoxville and retain talent, I mean, what hopes does a new coach who doesn't have the track record that George Quarles has come into a program and be able to keep his talent when he goes into a new community? And Zach Gibson has been a guy that was a longtime assistant coach at Powell High School. He's now the head football coach at South Doyle. And I talked with him about that, about how much of a miracle it was almost that his 2 best players decided to even stay, because South Doyle's not been a program the last few years that's been ripping off or reeling off state championships or even getting into the playoffs. But the fact that he was able to retain a couple of his best players was huge for him. And I think that's an anomaly. I think most of these guys, when they go into new communities that have been losing a couple of years, I mean, a lot of those kids probably left before they even got a new coach. So it's definitely a new age of football. We're all adjusting to it. We're trying to keep up with transfers. And, gosh, I've had to write a few transfer trackers. I'm trying not to celebrate it too much, but there have been a few high-profile guys that have swapped schools, and I feel like that's newsworthy enough to be reported. And so I want to put it out there, but I'm trying not to celebrate it at the same time and hold on to that sense of community that makes high school football so special. But again, we're all, whether it's media, whether it's coaches, with parents, players, administrators, whatever, we're all adjusting to this new age of high school football. And there's our fears that we're expressing on the air right now, but there might be some good parts to it too. So, man, it's scary, but it's also kind of got us on the edge of our seat.
And, at that point, we'll just track the planes for coaches, and Jesse will track the transfers for us. At that point, we'll let him do that. And, of course, Jesse, high school football, the regular season kicks off in just a few short weeks. And just want to get your opinion. What are going to be some of the games to watch in week one when everybody takes the field on August 15th or 16th?
Well, I mean, I think it's easy to pick a huge week one game. You got Alcoa versus Maryville in week one, so I mean it's not that hard to go out on a win.
That one's pretty easy.
That's gonna be good.
Yeah, I like that they moved that back to the front end of the season. There for a while, they were playing it kind of late in the year, but at that point, teams are a little bit beat up. You're in the middle of your region schedule. You don't need to go knock heads with an Alcoa or Maryville. You might lose a player or two to injury, so. They're getting that out of the way in week one this year. A great game a year ago. Both teams this year returned senior all-state quarterbacks. Of course, Jameer Dean is a wide receiver at Alcoa who's committed to Georgia. You got Maryville High School with 3 linebackers who are all Division I commitments. So that's going to be a really fun game again to watch there in week one. But other games you're kind of get excited about. I think Oak Ridge at Halls was fun to watch a year ago. Of course, Oak Ridge has Malik Howard, the tight end commitment going to Tennessee. Halls has a Clemson commit and defensive back Jarrell Chandler. To see those two guys possibly line up against one another is exciting to even think about. Powell at Anderson County is always, lighting up scoreboards in week one, always coming down to the wire. They had a little bit of a crazy ending to their game last year. So there are a number of great games there in week one and even in the week two. And that's one thing I do like about the scheduling of the last few years is we don't have to wait to get into the middle weeks of September, late September before we get these elite matchups. We get them right out of the gates.
And Jesse, last question before we let you go. In your opinion, 4A, 5A, who are your biggest dark horse candidates coming out of high school football this year?
Oh, well, I mean, you look at what Gibbs has done in 4A over the last few years. Last year, they were, Anderson County wasn't supposed to win that week 11 game against Alcoa, remember? And they ended up shocking everybody and winning that game, and that pushed Gibbs to go on the road. Gibbs was right there. I mean, they beat Anderson County in the regular season. They had a home playoff game right there within their grasp, but AC ended up winning that week 11 game over Alcoa, and Gibbs had to go on the road. But if you look at what Gibbs has done in 4A over the last 5-6 years, that program continues to evolve in the right direction. Their players are developed. They are enhanced with their strength and conditioning program. People love to be in that community, and that's definitely just a program that's just slowly been on the rise. As for 5A this year, it's I would, other than Sevier County, I mean, in East Tennessee, keep an eye out for Central. You remember they were right there on the cusp of making a deep run in the 5A playoffs. They lost their best player to injury and then a suspension that was questionable there late in the postseason, and Halls ended up knocking off Central in the state quarterfinals and going on to play Sevier County in the semifinals. So Central High School brings back a quarterback who's thrown for over 3,000 yards and ran for over 1,000 yards last year in Caden Long. He's got a number of great receivers and talented skill players around them. I've seen them in the 7-on-7 portion. Really excited to see what they do in the scrimmage portion of this preseason to see if this kind of hunch that I have about them can be proven true.
All righty. Good stuff. Jesse Smithey, 5-Star Preps. Jesse, tell everybody where to find you on social media.
Yeah, 5-Star Preps on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, everything. We're all over the place, and definitely encourage everybody to check that out. We're going to be covering about 7 or 8 scrimmages on Friday night, whether it's photo, video, game reports, or kind of observation, news and notes. So make sure you're subscribed to 5starpreps.com. That way you kind of get all that insider info before the season begins.
Good stuff. Jesse, thank you so much for your time. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank y'all for having me on.
That is Jesse Smithey from 5 Star Preps. His appearance is brought to you by our friends at Charlie's Pizza. Of course, Charlie's hooking us up today with a large pepperoni. And Matthew, you posted probably the best meme that I have seen on social media in a while.
Awesome.
When the cinnamon sticks hit that buffet, it's time to go, and it shows Jake the Hammer Rainer running to the ring, and that's exactly what everybody does as soon as those cinnamon sticks drop on that buffet.
Oh, he wiped them out just like I wiped out everybody at the line for the dessert pizza.
As Caden goes
boy.
in there, we encourage you to call our friends at Charlie's Pizza at 423-562-0116. I call that number every week just so I can remember the number.
You probably know that phone number better than your own mama's number.
I do.
Up.
That's a box. That's some cinnamon sticks.
Hey,
but how many of those do you have? I ain't even had one yet.
I had about 3.
Don't run at me like that guy.
Delicious pizza.
We'll have to sell that during the water cooler.
My goodness. Stay with us. Final segment of hour number 1 coming up right here on WLAF. Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro is my favorite place to get my pizza for every Tennessee and Campbell County game day. Let me tell you a little bit about Charlie's, okay? First of all, they've been in business since 1976. That is 50 years of serving Campbell County and ensuring you get the best possible experience when it comes to your game day cuisine. If you want to know what to get, it's simple. Get just the standard pepperoni pizza, but then there's a little kick that you can add to it. And what you want to do is you want to add buffalo sauce, red pepper flakes, and an extra layer of cheese. That's Jake's way. That's the best way to get your pizza. Charlie's Pizza, Jacksboro, Tennessee, 423-562-0116, and let them know you heard about them right here on Jake Miller Sports Talk.
America's best pizza is just right here in Campbell County. People from all over the country travel to Campbell County for Charlie's Pizza. Maybe it's the handmade crust, maybe it's the fresh ingredients, or maybe it's just the friendly service and good times. Come see for yourself and find out what makes Charlie's Pizza the best around.
This is Joe Evans from Charlie's Pizza. We've been open since 1976, and we have the best pizza in town, so come down and see us.
Let's talk about something we've all experienced, but maybe you don't think about quite enough. You are simply not the same you when you're too hot or too cold. Think about it. When you're in a room just sweltering in sweat, or if you're wrapped up in layers just trying to stay warm, how well are you really focusing? Research actually backs this up. Studies show that working and living in a comfortable temperature always actively increases your cognitive function, cuts down on silly mistakes, and completely eliminates the physical distractions of fighting the climate in your own house. If you want to be in the best mood, the most productive, let's face it, the most patient version of yourself, you have to prioritize your everyday comfort. That means leaning on our friends at Martin and Effler to take care of your heating and air needs. They're the trusted professionals in their field, and they know exactly what it takes to keep your home feeling perfect. And listen, you absolutely do not want to wait in the dead humid of the summer to make sure that you have your air conditioning fixed when it's on its last legs. A mid-July breakdown is a miserable experience and completely unnecessary. More than that, extreme heat is dangerous, contributing to thousands of preventable medical emergencies and fatalities in the United States each year. Don't leave your family's comfort to chance. Martin and Effler will come out and perform comprehensive preventative maintenance on your unit to make sure it won't fail you in a critical time of need. I can tell you from personal experience that I trust them. I have seen the high quality work that they do, and they do not disappoint. Give them a call today at 423-951-6249. That's 423-951-6249.
Campbell County's premier sports radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Welcome back. Jake Miller, Sports Talk. Jesse Smithey, 5-star preps. Matthew, what did you learn?
I learned a lot.
You learned a lot.
Learned a lot.
What'd you learn?
I learned that high school sports is getting a little crazy, man.
It's getting pretty crazy indeed. Are we ready for Poston's playbook?
Poston's playbook. I have no idea. You know, the last time I did this, I was in Georgia, guys.
Yes.
In the Georgia.
Poston's playbook, presented by Baloo Detailing. Poston,
Shining.
what you got?
Shining. That's all I got to say. Shining.
That's Poston's playbook.
Just kidding. But, you know, guys, you know, we opened up the show with, you know, NCAA. And, you know, it makes me sick. It just makes me sick. It makes me want to throw up. But, you know, this is my face when I read the news that Arian Carter will not be playing against Georgia Tech and Furman. And I'm a little nervous about that Georgia Tech game without him. Yeah, it's going to be tough on the road. That right there.
Why does he look like Randy Orton?
What? Or, you know, I mean, that is the face. You know, or when I found out Clayton Carroll had a girlfriend.
Why you gotta do him like that, man?
I'm meeting her this weekend, guys.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm not.
Well, you know, I think he's been trying to hide her from us, from me at least. But, you know how you know she's a good woman?
How's that?
She can survive Caden Post. That's how you know Lexi was a great woman for you.
Ew, Lordy.
But that face, you know, I mean, Arian Carter, that's Clayton Carroll's face to your reaction.
Well,
Because he you know, he decided to, you know, talk about me a little bit on the show last week. And, you know, and here's everybody's challenge. Everybody's challenge
what's everybody's
to
challenge?
Clayton Carroll.
What is it?
Ask him about a note.
No. Stop right there. Stop right there. We can't go any further than that.
Just saying.
Oh, man. Anyway. Is that Poston's playbook?
It's Poston's playbook presented to you by Baloo Detailing. It wasn't as funny tonight, but I hope everybody asks Clayton Carroll.
My goodness. Poston's playbook presented by Baloo Detailing. Travis and Felicia do a fantastic job down in Jacksboro. Give them a call today. Check them out on Facebook. Check them out online. And they will get you shining.
Shining.
365 days a week.
Shining.
Man. All right, Poston. So, we got Campbell County's first scrimmage coming up tomorrow.
I'm so excited, man.
I will be there.
Shining.
You won't be there.
I will not be there. It is my birthday, so I love Campbell County. I love Campbell County Cougars. But I will be in Pigeon Forge tomorrow with my family celebrating my 21st birthday. I'm going to the Alamo Steakhouse with my papa and mama. So
Well, that'd be fun.
it'll be good.
And also, you know, going into this game or this scrimmage tomorrow, you know, of course, multiple guys are going to get reps. We're going to try to get as much depth, you know, on the field as possible tomorrow. Just that way we can see it's like, okay, how do we stack up once we put on the pads and hit a team that's wearing a different color?
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, you know, I mean, it's something you've talked about for like several months going into the scrimmage, knowing that this was coming up, is we're excited, but more than just excited, we're interested. How have we improved over the summer? You know, how...
That's cinnamon.
I'm about to run through over there.
But,
Yeah.
you know, one of the things that I want to tell everybody about this football team, and I want everybody to pay close attention when I say this, this is going to be a much different result than what you saw last year. Now, Am I saying that Campbell County is going to go 10-0? No, I'm not saying that. Campbell County has one of the hardest schedules in the state of Tennessee.
Yep.
You know, 4 of the teams that we play are actually in the top 15 in the state for 5A football.
Oh, yeah, and you got to think, man, it's right now with, you know, but there's something about our boys, we're going to play hard, and they've been working, I know for a fact, 100%, they've been working hard ever since day one of December last year. Just working out. Getting into our brand new weight room that we just got this year. They've been working hard at it and getting the grind on. I think they're going to be really, very much more physical, very much stronger. I really think we're going to see improvements. And we talked about this. These boys have been through a lot. They've had some of them 3 different coaches in 4 years, and 3 different systems: defense, offense, special teams. It doesn't matter. It's still hard on a football player. They've been through a lot. But I know that we've got some great leadership. Silas Weaver, Sam Sexton, that's going to lead the pack to get us ready for tomorrow and get us ready against Lenore City at home on the hill, man.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, man, is, this team's going to be substantially, I've mentioned it before, it's substantially more disciplined than what it was last year.
Yep.
And, I beat that into everybody's head until I can. And you have a group of kids that is, they're very bought in this year.
Yeah.
This group of seniors, they're 100% bought in. I've talked to a few of them, whether it be at media day, whether it be at practice, they're excited about this season. They're excited to show what they can do.
Yeah.
They're ready to showcase everything that they've been working on over the course of the last 6 months or so, whether it be off-season training, finally getting out there in pads for spring practice, going out, running the routes, throwing the ball around, running the ball, getting those blocks, getting your footwork right. Because, everybody wants to say, oh, well, they went 0-10 last year. They're not going to be any good this year. Guys, it's a completely different team, okay? Yep. And the mentality that if some people have it, hey, this team's just going to do this, well, guess what? Maybe you're a part of the problem. I'm just going to go ahead and call it like it is. I couldn't say that a year ago when we started the show because I was so new, to WLAF that I didn't want to make anybody mad right off the rip. But I'm just going to go ahead and say, if you sit there and you want to dog these kids, you're a part of the problem. Point blank. What did I say a couple weeks ago, Matthew?
A lot.
He's swallowing right now. His cinema sick.
Anyway. What did I say a couple weeks ago, Matthew?
A lot.
There we go.
About the guy living in the basement with his
Do you have
drawers
another
on.
cinema stick back there?
I can get one.
Oh, I thought I seen one over there. Sorry.
You're singing things.
Goodness.
But, you think about it, man. You think about the leadership of Silas Weaver, coming in as a backup quarterback last year. And, just the improvements that I've heard about what he has done over the summer, just the maturity level that he's took that leadership role, knowing that he is the guy this year. It's a big step coming into a football team that did go 0-10 last year, but they did play hard and they did the best that they could do. And, it's a big step for him. And I really believe that he's going to lead the way for this improved football team this year.
Well, there's going to be major changes on the offensive side of the ball, too. Of
Yeah.
course, offensive coordinator Tyler Drummond coming in. And, it's going to be different than what we saw last year. Last year we did the best we could with what we had.
Yep.
That's just how it was, right? I don't know if anybody's noticed, we don't necessarily have a 5-star football mill here in La Follette, Tennessee. We just don't, right? We're not pumping out 5-star after 5-star.
No. Everybody knows that.
And you go right down the road. Guess what? They're not doing it either. So everybody can sit there and say it's like this is such a great place to go. Guess what? If anybody can name me the last 5-star athlete they had, or matter of fact, just anybody that's ever played at the Power 4 level and actually played from there, please let me know, because I can't tell you a single one of them. Point blank.
I'm just excited. I've been in Campbell County for almost 21 years. Tomorrow, this place I love. I love the people here. I love the culture here. And I've seen some really good seasons. I've seen some bad ones. But, at the end of the day, it's all about family. And, this is where we're at right now. And right now it's Campbell County. We need to come together. And that's what these student athletes need. For us to, as a community, to come together and bring back the pride of Campbell County. I've told you, you've talked about it, Jake. I've talked to this community about it. When we get back to the pride of being a Campbell County Cougar, that's where things are going to turn for the butter.
Right. Because, call it like this, we're just not there right now.
No, because you look at the schools. You look at, Anderson County. You look at Powell. You look at Oak Ridge. Not trying to bash Campbell County, but they've got the pride of the mascot.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're not talking about the players and the coaches. We're talking about the community.
Yeah, and we're talking about inside the school, the kids, the students.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to get our students bought into being a Campbell County Cougar.
We got to get them to the games.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that's going to take. I'm not an expert on that.
No. And Josh Parker has done a wonderful job leading our student sections.
100%.
I mean, I've seen them go crazy.
Because I remember when I was in high school, starting in and we'll just say basketball, for example, right now. Front row, packed.
Yeah.
All the way back up to the railing in the last row, packed. Everybody's on their feet. Everybody's jumping up and down. Everybody is making it as raucous of an environment as they can. In football, we used to be about 4 or 5 rows deep in football. We need to get back to that. We need to make it 6, 7 rows deep. See what I did there?
That's it.
There you go.
But I just want the pride of Campbell County back, and that's all I want. I mean, we go 0-10 in football. We don't win a game in anything again. Just that pride back is all I want back.
100%.
I mean, that's literally what I want. I want to see that. I want to see us get back. I mean, I remember homecoming parades. We had them. We had Campbell County homecoming parades.
I was in 3 of them.
Yeah, I mean, we had those things. Those things bring back the pride of being a Campbell County Cougar.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it.
Yeah, we used to shut down the entire city of La Follette for half a day, essentially.
And
to do the homecoming
and then
parade.
everybody went to parade, and everybody where? They were on the hill by 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's just how it is. You have that pride. It's just like college, man. Yes, the football team in general is the pride, but you've got the band, you've got the student sections, you've got the traditions, you have the fans around it, you have the community, not just in Knoxville, but across East Tennessee and some in West, and that come together to celebrate what Tennessee football or Tennessee athletics, basketball, baseball. It doesn't matter. It's the same way with high school.
Right.
It is the same way. But right now, we're just not right there right now.
No, I mean, and my biggest thing right now, I want to figure out how can we help. What do you need from us?
Yep.
To make it a better overall community within our athletic department.
Because I'm not sitting here trying to bash Campbell County at all. I love this place.
I do too.
That's why I'm concerned. How can like you said, me and you?
Yeah, what can we do?
I mean, do I need to start a parade?
We are willing to help. We don't need to start a parade.
Well, I'm just saying.
We can invoke our First Amendment right, but we're not going to do it like that, because otherwise it'd be me and you marching down Central Avenue in La Follette, and then you and I would be going to jail for causing a disturbance.
But I don't want to go to jail. Well, I don't want to go to jail.
Well, if we did, I've never been, but it would be cool if you and I did, because we could just put our mug shots on T-shirts.
No, it would not be cool that I go to jail.
Look at Matthew. He's over there like, yes, do it, please.
No, we're not going to jail.
It worked for old Donald.
It worked for Donald. It worked for Tiger Woods. It worked for Scotty Scheffler.
Yep.
I'm not good. I don't feel like going to jail, guys.
I don't want to deal with that either.
I have a big enough ministry. I'd rather have my ministry than go to jail.
They could wear your shirt to Bible study.
Yeah, and there's ministers that's been went to jail before. People have turned
All
their
right,
lives
change
around.
this subject.
Sometimes that makes a good testimony.
But in all seriousness, guys, though, how can we help? Do you want us to make shirts for you? We can make shirts for every theme night throughout the football season. If there's a theme night through basketball season, if you guys want a shirt, we can make it happen. If you want a Cougar Crazy shirt, guess what? We can make that happen too. And I'm not going to charge you an arm and a leg for a shirt. Otherwise, I'd have everybody in Nike Dry Fit shirts, and that would cost a lot of money.
That would cost a lot of money.
But if you want shirts for theme nights, let us know. We'll make it happen. Get in contact with us. We'll do our best. Coming up next, we have the water cooler, followed by a subject.
Oh, it's going to be a water cooler.
It will be. Now, after the water cooler, Matthew, we're actually going back to a topic that really got people tuned into the show to begin with.
I've got a feeling I know.
We're going to see where we're at now with it, and I'm going to give my honest take this time. Not that I didn't give you the honest take the first time, but I'm going to be a lot more critical this time. And I'm looking forward to it. Stay with us. The water cooler coming up next right here on Jake Miller Sports Talk. let's talk about Slick's Barbershop. At Slick's, they believe that getting a haircut shouldn't just feel like another errand on your list. It should be something that you actually look forward to. Whether you're coming in for a classic cut, a tight fade, or a traditional straight razor with a hot towel, they don't rush the process. They take the time to do it right. They got Nelson, Skylar, and 7 in the chairs. And they are dedicated to delivering top-tier work every single time. If you want to step it up, ask about the Manor Special. It's the full treatment. Hair, beard, eyebrows, and a splash of premium cologne to finish it off. They also do a great job on the father and son package, which is perfect for keeping you and the young man looking razor sharp together. More than the cuts, it's about the atmosphere. It's a place to sit back, talk, laugh, and walk out feeling brand new. They bring that classic barbershop tradition to the modern day. Walk-ins are welcome, or you can skip the wait and secure your spot online at slicksbarbershop.com. Stop by and see them at 1409 Jacksboro Pike. Looking sharp, feeling confident, that's how I feel. They'll see you in the chair. Look, folks, whether you're driving out to the big game, hauling the camper across Campbell County for a weekend tailgate, or taking the pontoon out to Norris Lake, your ride takes an absolute beating. The road, the dirt, the lake grime, the spilled energy drinks, it all adds up, and frankly, it just looks sloppy. You need a professional defense, and that's exactly where Blue Detailing comes in. Located right here in Jacksboro, they're your premier heavy-hitting auto detailing service. What I love about the crew at Blue Detailing is the sheer unbeatable convenience. Don't have time to drop your truck off at the shop? It's non-issue. They offer full pickup and delivery services, so you don't have to miss on a single minute of the pregame show. And it gets better. They have a dedicated mobile service. If your boat is already docked down at Indian River Marina or your RV is parked and set up for the season, guess what? Their mobile crew is standing by. Cars, trucks, RVs, boats, they run the table. I'm not the only one throwing flags for these guys either. They boast a flawless 100% recommendation rating from their customers. They are always open, always working, and always ready to make sure your vehicle looks like a first-round draft pick. Don't let your ride the bench looking like that. Get on the schedule today and give Blue Detailing a call at 423-912-2974. That's 423-912-2974. You can also reach out to them at bluedetailing@gmail.com. Make the right play. Call Blue Detailing and tell them Jake sent you. Charlie's Pizza in Jacksboro is my favorite place to get my pizza for every Tennessee and Campbell County game day. Let me tell you a little bit about Charlie's, okay? First of all, they've been in business since 1976. That is 50 years of serving Campbell County and ensuring you get the best possible experience when it comes to your game day cuisine. If you want to know what to get, it's simple. Get just the standard pepperoni pizza, but then there's a little kick that you can add to it. And what you want to do is you want to add buffalo sauce, red pepper flakes, and an extra layer of cheese. That's Jake's way. That's the best way to get your pizza. Charlie's Pizza, Jacksboro, Tennessee, 423-562-0116, and let them know you heard about them right here on Jake Miller Sports Talk.
America's best pizza is just right here in Campbell County. People from all over the country travel to Campbell County for Charlie's Pizza. Maybe it's the handmade crust. Maybe it's the fresh ingredients, or maybe it's just the friendly service and good times. Come see for yourself and find out what makes Charlie's Pizza the best around.
This is Joe Evans from Charlie's Pizza. We've been open since 1976, and we have the best pizza in town, so come down and see us.
Man, it's cheap.
County's premier sports radio and TV talk show is on the air. This is Jake Miller Sports Talk on WLAF.
Back here on the program, it is time for the water cooler, presented by Weston Brown with eXp Realty. Matthew, hit that bumper.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, man. Woo! Water cooler. I'm excited about it.
I am too. Matthew, this is my favorite segment. And, you know, last week we got the chance to promote something really cool within the community. And being able to talk about some of the guys that I went to school with that were a part of this event, and being able to see an old brand of wrestling revitalized in SECW, Southeastern Championship Wrestling. Pat and his guys did a phenomenal job, and Matthew actually created one of the best memes that I have ever seen.
Oh yeah,
out of this.
Let's see it.
And quite frankly, I don't think you can ever top it. I think it's one of the greatest things ever.
Okay, that's not ready yet. But
you got rejected.
While we wait, I have a video we can show of the event.
Sure.
When we come back, we'll show the
infamous,
the special little video. But this one that we're about to show does include that part in it.
Let's do it.
See if you can spot it. You're looking for
Jacob
Rayner.
Yep.
The working man. But yeah, all kinds of wrestlers showed up, including my buddy Skyven. Went to school with him. He was he's getting back into the profession after taking a little hiatus.
Did y'all go to school when the dinosaurs were here?
Okay, we're like 1 year apart, dude.
Well, Jake did because.
Yeah, Jake's prehistoric.
I will German suplex both of you all through this couch.
I'm just saying, Jake.
Well,
you
got to take your arthritis medication
all I got
first.
To say is, I didn't know if you knew it, but they have 3-point baskets now in basketball.
Let's play the video.
You hit me with it. Go ahead. Flyers. And how about that?
How about that Tennessee football jersey in that?
That was awesome, wasn't it?
That was awesome.
But I mean, that's good wrestling.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's great wrestling. And, Pat always puts on a great show, and I was able to talk to him a little bit after the event. And essentially, as we told everybody going into it before, that was to help raise money for Jacksboro Middle School to help get some equipment for the guys. And everybody was able to go home happy at the end of the show.
That's awesome, man.
Jacksboro Middle School was happy. The wrestlers were happy. The fans were happy. Life was great for everybody.
What a great community we have, man.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's awesome.
It's pretty awesome. Now, if you could spot the clip in there he is. Jake Rayner coming in about to wreak havoc. Everybody. Almost boom, boom, boom. Get him out of here. He's ready to rock and roll. Look at this suplex. Boom! Look at that technique.
Let's watch that in slow-mo.
The thing is, Jacob's been doing this long enough. I've seen this guy do this since he was in 6th grade. He was built for this. This is his thing right here. I mean, watch the technique on this suplex.
Can we do that? Can we do that exactly?
That's great technique on both of them.
Can we do that exactly?
Matthew, what's that? What are you doing in that? We running to clear out the cinnamon sticks.
Yeah. I have it saved on my computer as dessertpizza.mp4.
Nice.
This is how I feel whenever they put the dessert pizza out at Charlie's or your favorite pizza buffet, and you got to get there first before anybody else. And sometimes there's people that are crowding around.
Please don't tell me you suplex people. Huh? Do you suplex people, Matthew?
He might clothesline somebody.
If there's pizza involved, yeah.
Man, what a great show. I mean, that's all you can say is that is a fantastic show. I had the privilege of making the flyer for this, and Patrick gave me, the opportunity to.
Can we do a wrestling show with me and Zach?
He would kill you.
I would be a beast. I'm telling you.
You think you could beat Zach Lloyd in a fight?
And I'm wrestling.
You couldn't even get off the ground without me helping you up.
He's got a point.
Matthew, will you take your cinnamon sticks and go home?
I would love to, about 8 o'clock.
But I'm not letting him leave yet.
Oh.
That's the thing. I have to let Matthew leave before he can leave.
Yeah. Ooh.
That is your water cooler presented by Weston Brown with eXp Realty offering rates as low as 1.5%. That is unheard of from realtors. Most realtors want to charge you, anywhere between 4 and 6% to list their home. Not Weston. Weston gets you taken care of in the right way. I guess he's been in the business now for 8 years. He actually sold me my first home, and he also sold home for me. So I've been a part of 2 transactions with him, so I can speak personally to my experience with Weston. Fantastic experience both times. Give him a call today. It was smooth.
Smooth.
Give him a call today at 423-494-6504 for all of your real estate needs. That is Weston Brown, 423-494-6504. All right. So one of the things that we had discussed when we first started this show a year ago, tomorrow makes 1 year since we started this show.
On my birthday.
And we talked about on that show the potential of the Campbell County school system buying the Norris Lake Sports Complex, which has since been turned into storage units. There was talk about building a sports complex at the high school, basically a training facility. Here's the deal with that. The money is allocated for that. The grant was given for that specific purpose. It cannot be used for other things.
Yep.
We now have the city of La Follette going to build a sports complex, mainly going to compose of a bunch of baseball fields and maybe a couple of other things here and there. But people are up in arms about it once again. Well, what about the kids that don't play sports?
Well,
I mean, the thing is, you need to put more money into their education. Okay, how do you do that? The state allocates what we give.
Well, yeah, that's true.
To our teachers.
Nashville, I mean, they send the curriculum, man.
That's the thing. The curriculum is the same throughout the entire state. We can't put any more into the education than what we already have.
We're just trying to get things here for kids.
Yes. And, it bothers me, though, when I see stuff on social media about a business closing that is geared towards kids.
Yeah, it bothers me, too.
Basically making a fun day for, a mother and her daughter or a father and his son to go and do something as a family.
Yep.
We give them something, and then the business has to shut down because nobody goes to it. And the first thing that comes up, well, it was too expensive. Well, guess what? When you start putting new stuff in, it's going to cost more because they have to offset rent costs. They have operating costs. They have to pay their employees. They have to do all this stuff. They have light bills to pay. Because, think about this. Take a 2,000 square foot building, for example. If you have to run the lights from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., your electric bill commercially, you're probably running anywhere between, what would you say, $6,000 to $10,000 a month just in electric?
Depends on how efficient your lights are, but I'd say it ain't cheap.
No.
But you also got to think, you got lights, you've got bathrooms, you've got
all the supplies.
All the supplies. You've got
employees.
You got to pay employees. You've got to pay
taxes.
You've got security systems.
You got to pay rent.
We should find a local business owner that has tried to do this and have them on the show sometime.
And if they want to be anonymous, we can keep them anonymous.
Yeah.
But people are up in arms. Once again, La Follette, the city of La Follette, was given money for this specific purpose on land that it owns. La Follette already owns the land, right?
Yep.
Now, it's a 12-acre plot of land, from what I understand. 6 acres of it will be used for a sports complex. Listen, people can say, well, we have all these ball fields in the county. Well, they're scattered all over the place.
I don't see nothing.
And you put it in one centralized location on a road that everybody just about drives on every single day.
I mean, no offense to Dollar Generals, but we have a lot of them too.
Got a lot of them.
I mean, we have a lot of doctor's offices here.
I gave a bad analogy to somebody a couple weeks ago.
I mean, I love doctor's
They're like, well,
offices.
Jake, there are kids that don't play sports. I'm like, yeah, but guess what? There's also kids that don't like to read, and I was one of them. If you put it in a library, I ain't going to use the thing. About had a Freudian slip there, Matthew. I'm glad I caught myself. But, I mean, it's true. I mean, if they were to put in a new library, I'm not going to use the library. I don't read books.
It's no offense to anything else. It's no offense to Dollar General or doctors or libraries. But I've told people this. Me and you've talked about this. If you don't have good sports, nobody wants to go to schools here.
Give them something to be excited about.
I mean, that's just how it is in today's world. Just like what he said in 5-star preps today.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why? Why are they going to these big-time programs? Because they love sports.
Well, let's take the team that we're playing tomorrow in the scrimmage, for example, Seymour. So they're actually treating this more as an event than just a game. So starting at 4 o'clock, they're having a meet and greet with the players and the staff, and I think a couple other members there. But then, on top of that, they're also basically doing like a mini tailgate. You're going to be able to buy not supplies, but you're going to be able to buy like burgers, hot dogs, drinks, stuff like that. And then on top of that, they're having a silent auction where you can bid on, I saw it, it's like 12 different things that you can bid on.
That's crazy.
That silent auction out in Seymour.
Because they're excited, man.
They're excited. And they made an event out of it. It's not just a game. They made a full-blown event.
I mean, it's just like, think about it. This, to them, is their orange and white game.
Basically.
I mean, you don't have scrimmages in college football, but, besides they play each other. But, I mean, they're excited about it. They're excited
They're very
to see
excited.
what their football high school team has this year. And I am for us. I'm very excited. Yes, will I not be there tomorrow? No, but I'll have Jake Miller let me know how it's going. So, I mean, I'm excited to hear what Jake has for us to and, I mean, I'm excited for this week, and I'm excited for our next one against Knox Central. I mean, it's not Knox Central, but Knox Central, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And so excited about those things. I mean, I'm excited, and if everybody comes together and be excited, our athletes feel that. They feel when they're being hated, and they feel when they're being loved, and Seymour, their players are feeling excited too.
Yes. And, Matthew and I have talked about this quite a bit. It's just like when we went to Cherokee last year. It seemed like the entire city of Rogersville was at the stadium that night. It's like, okay, guess what? It's Friday night. We're in Rogersville. Guess where we're going? We're going to Cherokee High School.
Well, even though that game this is a little behind-the-scenes information, that game was radio only at the time. We were able to record that and play it back later.
And the whole week was like, actually, the 2 days leading up to that were a total train wreck for everybody involved. Not just, not being able to broadcast on TV, but the team as well.
Well, we didn't figure out we couldn't broadcast the game until that day.
I was going to say, it was the day of, was it not?
Yeah, when we were there. But we set up our camera, kind of out in the open, behind the stands, kind of a different, weird layout.
Mm-hmm.
Think of it kind of like Oak Ridge, but not really.
Yeah.
Where you had the press box was level with the parking lot, and then you went down to the field from the stands and everything.
A great atmosphere, by the way.
Yeah. And we had our camera set up beside the press box, behind the bleachers, and one of the ADs or one of the higher ups was like, "Yeah, you're not going to be able to put your camera here." And keep in mind, we had planned this many days
Like
before.
extensive discussions.
We were there a couple of days before to figure everything out, and they were like, "Yeah, it's going to be crowded right here. There's going to be a lot of people here, and your camera's going to get knocked over." So we had to move it a couple times to get it in the right spot, because the point of what I'm trying to say is everywhere you went, it was just full of people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just all kinds of fans. Just
and some of the food they had in that concession stand, dude.
Was it good?
Man, it smelled good. It tasted good.
Well, if I remember correctly, I think we had some food in the press box. And
Yeah.
it was good. Of course, most press boxes have pretty good food.
Yeah.
That's one of the perks of being in the
Must
media.
be nice, Matthew.
You're a media guy too.
Come
now.
with me.
I know.
First football game of the year. Come up there with me.
Oh, I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll say this, talking about atmospheres, man. I'll never forget my first time ever coaching with Ernie Mac and Brandon when we went on the road to Oneida to play up there. And I'm just going to be honest, that was one of my favorite places I've ever coached at. I mean, they had the band there. It was packed.
Oneida. Yeah.
And
It's
was
awesome.
I mean, I remember going in with in the locker room for a pregame talk, and we go through the scouting report, and we go through everything that I think that team had. We had Luke Brown and Gavin Cox, Gavin Owens. That was the team that I think won 19 games that year.
Yeah.
Went to the region.
A really good team.
And I'll never forget it. We go through it, and we do our thing, and we're coming out, about to run out, and it just got crazy loud in there. And I was like, what happened 15 minutes ago when, or 30 minutes ago when we just went in? It was a good crowd, but it wasn't nothing. And we come out, boy, and I thought, it's fixing to go crazy.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget.
That's how they are, man.
They went on
It's an atmosphere.
They went on a little run, and Ernie Mac called a timeout, and that student section just ate it up. And it was just an awesome, and we come out there with I felt like we won the national championship that night, coming in that atmosphere and winning when we won that game. And they put on a fight, man, and their crowd was in it. But my whole point is, talking about what Matthew said, and what the excitement of what their culture is, man.
Mm-hmm.
It was just cool to be in.
Oneida, it's not the biggest gymnasium around.
No.
It is. It's not small, but it's not.
It's not like Oak Ridge basketball.
Yeah, I think Campbell County's bigger.
Oh,
Yeah.
Campbell County is way.
I
way
think
bigger.
Oneida only has one side, but it's
Yeah.
a pretty large area
Large
for the
sitting
bleachers.
area. Yeah.
But with the band there, it feels like you're playing college basketball.
It was
Yeah.
cool.
It
I mean,
does.
it's really cool.
Not
It's-
to mention, you walk into a place and their colors are carbon copy of the University of Tennessee
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
as well.
And isn't there a fight song?
It's Rocky Top. I'm
But all I
pretty sure.
got to say is I was proud to be a Campbell County Cougar that night when we won that game. I'm always proud, win or lose, but
Yeah.
it was just like, we just did that. We just
And-
went in that.
And also, this is nothing to do with like the atmosphere or anything, but Oneida, they have a very good media crew over there. The OHS, the IHSN, Independent Herald Sports Network, they do a great job over there. They have I believe they have an SID.
Do they really?
Or somebody that takes the role of an SID. over
Yeah.
there. And, they give us a very detailed packet with information about the team, about their stats that year. Every game they put together a packet for their broadcast crews. And it is awesome. I know Josh and Clayton love that.
That's
They do the little
And they
things
got
right.
good concessions there, too.
Good popcorn.
They got ice cream in
Yep.
there, too.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
man.
didn't get any of that.
Speaking of our basketball games, that's the one thing I miss is Bob Holder going to that concession stand after every quarter to get him a fresh thing of popcorn. I'm not kidding.
I'll tell you what.
There was a joke, and I love Mr. Holder to death. Great teacher. Always made it interesting to go into his class.
Oh, you remember the submarine races?
Man, this guy, though, like, he would run the scoreboard. Like, he would run the clock for every game. After every quarter, like, you just see him get up. It's like, is he going to the bath? Is he going there? No, he's going to get another popcorn. He'd come back with a fresh thing of popcorn every single quarter. I'm like, all right, you do you, Big Orange Bob. You do you. Oh, my goodness. Well, guys, that is going to do it for us. Thank you, Caden.
Shining, baby.
Thank you, Matthew.
Signing.
Something else coming up next here on WLAF. Tune in next week for Jake Miller Sports Talk right here on WLAF.
Let's talk about something we've all experienced, but maybe you don't think about quite enough. You are simply not the same you when you're too hot or too cold. Think about it. When you're in a room just sweltering in sweat, or if you're wrapped up in layers just trying to stay warm, how well are you really focusing? Research actually backs this up. Studies show that working and living in a comfortable temperature always actively increases your cognitive function, cuts down on silly mistakes, and completely eliminates the physical distractions of fighting the climate in your own house. If you want to be in the best mood, the most productive, let's face it, the most patient version of yourself, you have to prioritize your everyday comfort. That means leaning on our friends at Martin and Effler to take care of your heating and air needs. They're the trusted professionals in their field, and they know exactly what it takes to keep your home feeling perfect. And listen, you absolutely do not want to wait in the dead humid of the summer to make sure that you have your air conditioning fixed when it's on its last legs. A mid-July breakdown is a miserable experience and completely unnecessary. More than that, extreme heat is dangerous, contributing to thousands of preventable medical emergencies and fatalities in the United States each year. Don't leave your family's comfort to chance. Martin and Effler will come out and perform comprehensive preventative maintenance on your unit to make sure it won't fail you in a critical time of need. I can tell you from personal experience that I trust them. I have seen the high quality work that they do, and they do not disappoint. Give them a call today at 423-951-6249. That's 423-951-6249.